everybody, it's Sarah Jane here. I just kind of figured it's time to do a video. I saw two of the people that I'm subscribed to, Beth Brutality and XX Makeup is Cool XX. They didn't tag me by name, but they did tag me to do the Holly Jolly holiday tag. So I decided that I am going to go ahead and do that because I love these weird little survey things, and especially when it comes to Christmas ones. So here goes. Number 1, what is your favorite Christmas movie? I really love the Rankin Bass, the old claymation ones like Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But all time, this. I know you can't. It's a Wonderful Life. There's really only a little bit of it that's really, really Christmas related, but it's always been a family tradition to watch It's a Wonderful Life at some point during the Christmas season, or especially on Christmas Eve. And if you haven't seen it, you need to. So, yeah. Am I on the naughty or the nice list this year? Honestly, I'm probably on the naughty list, and that's all I'm saying. Show us an embarrassing Christmas card photo. Honestly, my family has never done Christmas cards, so I have no embarrassing Christmas card photos. I'm sure somewhere around there might be an embarrassing Christmas picture of me, but I don't know where it is, so oh well. Have I ever had a white Christmas? Yes, I have, and I hope for every year. I mean, I know it's kind of a cliche, but I really am constantly dreaming of a white Christmas. You would think living in Utah that they would be more common, but we've actually had like no precipitation the last like 2-3 weeks really, other than the seeding that they do at the airport. We got like a skift of snow today, but it's supposed to be completely clear, so it looks like we're gonna have a green Christmas again this year without even any leftover snow on the ground. It kind of sucks. Where do I usually spend my holiday? Up until my mom's mom died, we would spend Christmas morning. Well, Christmas Eve we would go to my grandma's and we would have dinner, and then Christmas morning we would open gifts at home, and then we would go up to my grandma's at my dad's mom. We would go up to her house and do Christmas gifts and kind of a half dinner, and then we would go to my mom's mom's. Yeah. And we would do gifts there with all of my aunts and uncles and cousins. Since she died, for a while we did spend Christmas morning at home, and then we would kind of bounce back and forth between my mom's side and my dad's side. Last 3 years, because my dad's mom is getting old, we've actually gone up on Christmas Eve and spent Christmas night with her, and then or Christmas Eve night. Gosh, I can't talk. And then we spend Christmas morning. My mom makes breakfast, we open gifts, and we just kind of lay the day around. So, play or sing my favorite Christmas song? I would normally, but I'm really congested. I have 2 that I really can't decide between. One is Carol of the Bells, which, if you don't know it, it's like, hark all the bells, sweet silver bells. It's kind of repetitive, but I love it, and I've always thought it's beautiful. My other favorite Christmas song is Silent Night, specifically the version by Mannheim Steamroller, and I can't really sing that because it's instrumental. So, do I open any presents on Christmas Eve? We used to. What we used to do on Christmas Eve was my grandma would always give us a pair of pajamas, or in my case, a nightgown, to my brother and I. So we would get new pajamas on Christmas Eve, we would wear them home, and then we would, just spend all day Christmas basically in our Christmas Eve pajamas from Grandma. And we haven't really done that for probably 2 or 3 years. So we used to, but we don't anymore. Anywho, can I name all of Santa's reindeer? Yes. Well, I thought I could a minute ago. Give me a second. Prancer, Dancer, Donner, Blitzen, Comet, Cupid, Comet Vixen. I literally watched a video where someone named them like 10 minutes ago, and now I can't think of them. So, on Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and Rudolph. What holiday tradition am I looking forward to most this year? Basically, the same thing we do all the time. It's kind of turned into an interesting combination of things, but Christmas Eve, the tradition I look forward to is Christmas Eve we go to my grandma's, we have tacos for dinner, we hang around, watch movies, talk, we would open our pajamas if we had some, and then Christmas Day, doing gifts and breakfast and dinner and seeing all of the different members of my family. The other holiday tradition that I really love is baking cookies. Most people in my family do it, but my mom and I, we kind of do it every year, no matter what. So, next up is my Christmas tree, real or fake? This year, it's fake. My whole life, we've had a real tree. My grandma has a fake tree that she's had since the 60s, I think, and it's old and kind of sad, but that's how it is at my grandma's house. My parents, when we finished our basement in our old house, we would do a real tree downstairs, and then because we had a picture window upstairs, my mom bought a cheap artificial tree to put upstairs. And basically it's been packed up since we moved 8.5 years ago, and we're actually kind of in the process of getting ready to move in with my grandma. I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry, but there's a lot to say. And this is because funds are tight and we're in the middle of a move. We're trying to kind of keep things organized and clean. Both Christmas trees I'm associated with this year are fake, and it's kind of sad. I did go to Walmart and buy like a branch off of a real tree so that at least we have that smell. So, let's see. Hand down, what is my all-time favorite holiday food and holiday sweet treat? As far as holiday foods, it actually probably goes more with Thanksgiving than Christmas, because we don't do stuffing on Christmas. We do stuffing on Thanksgiving, and I love stuffing. I also love the cranberry sauce that my grandma makes. As far as holiday sweet treats, it is definitely the 2 kinds of Christmas cookies my mom and I make every year. One of them is an almond spritz, and it's just basically a butter cookie with a bunch of almond extract, and then you use a cookie gun or a press. If you don't know what those are, look them up. And we actually color them green and make little Christmas trees and then top them with sprinkles. And then my favorite are the snowballs. They're technically called Russian tea cakes or Mexican wedding cookies. I swear I know what they're called. And those are also a butter cookie with confectioner's sugar and chopped pecans in them. And then my mom kind of like squeezes out the right size. I roll them, we bake them, and we roll them in powdered sugar. So they're these really crumbly, really soft, awesomely delicious cookies. Be honest, do you like giving gifts or receiving gifts better? I honestly can say that I like giving gifts better. Each year it's kind of my own personal thing I do is I try and come up with a gift for my immediate family members that nobody else would think of. And I mean, it's fun to get presents and unwrap them and everything, but as I've gotten older, that really isn't what Christmas is about. For me, I'm not gonna cry, I promise. Tempting, but for me, it's really all about my family and giving to them what I can. Of course, I like having something to unwrap on Christmas morning or whatever, but I like to put my time and my thought and energy into coming up with something that's going to mean a lot to the people that I love, or going out and giving time to help somebody else. The reaction I get from what I give is probably the best gift I can receive. Show us my tackiest Christmas attire. I don't have it anymore. My tackiest Christmas attire was probably when I was in 6th grade, so it would have been 11. And it was this a la Sandy's yellow dress skirt in Greece, and I wore it with this way too big for me red sweater with a green patched on embroidered, I can't remember, Christmas tree, and it actually had like dangly little plastic lights that clicked and everything when you hit them. And looking back on it, it was really kind of horrible. I loved it at the time, and everyone says I was cute, but I don't know. So what would be my dream place to visit for the holiday season? I have two that I would really, really love to do at some point in my life. One of them, I want to go to Ireland for Christmas. More Ireland than Scotland. I have really strong ties to both of those parts of my heritage, and I would just so love to be there in the thick of it and experience Christmas where I come from, basically. The other place isn't really a visiting place. It's a place we go all the time, and it's actually in the Uinta Mountains up in the Wasatch National Forest. There is a huge meadow beneath an overlook by a bunch of lakes that my family loves, and I would love to spend Christmas up there. It would be butt fucking cold, but I would love to spend Christmas there. Does my family have a special holiday recipe I like to help make? Yes. The recipes are those 2 Christmas cookies that I did describe, and then this year, because I love the stuff, my grandma taught me how to make the cranberry orange walnut bread that she does every year, and I really love that. So the torch has been passed to me on that, and I'm super happy about it. Am I a pro present wrapper, or do I fail miserably? I'm not a pro, but I don't fail. My gifts, when I wrap them, they do look nice, unless it's an odd-shaped thing. I'm really good at finding bits and pieces of kind of like eclectic wrappings and everything to wrap my gifts with. So I'd say I'm pretty good. My mom used to wrap gifts for JCPenney during the holiday season, so I'm nowhere near as good as her. But I think I'm pretty good, so. My most memorable holiday moment. Probably, well, let me preface this. My uncle, my dad's brother, moved to Oklahoma about 10 years ago, and it's always been kind of a toss-up as to whether or not we're going to actually see him for Christmas. And one year, we were sure we weren't going to get to see him. None of us knew, and it was the day before Christmas Eve, and my mom took me up to my grandma's. We were going to spend the night and help her do everything on Christmas Eve, and we're standing there, and I thought my mom had left, and somebody comes up the stairs and into the kitchen, and I turn around, and it's my uncle, who I hadn't seen since last Christmas, and I just kind of dissolved into tears at the sight of him. So that's probably one of my most memorable Christmas moments, holiday moments, whatever. What made me realize the truth about Santa? What actually did it? I was 5, I think, and it was like a week or 2 before Christmas, and Santa came to my house. Santa came, and he asked, at this point my brother was really little, but he asked me what I wanted, and I was talking to Santa and everything, and then when Santa turned and was talking to my little brother, who was only like a year and a half old or something, I noticed that Santa had the same wedding ring as my dad. So I asked my mom about that, and they kind of couldn't believe that I was that perceptive, that I noticed that, but they did tell me the truth about that. Do I make New Year's resolutions, and do I stick to them? No, I don't, because I kind of make different little resolutions throughout the year. Sometimes I do make one at New Year's, but not often. And when I do, it's, lose weight, get a job. This year it was get a job, and that didn't really happen. I did get a volunteer job at the American Red Cross, so that kind of did. It took me almost the whole year, but yeah. And then what makes the holidays special for me? It's definitely my family. I mean, we're crazy. There's a lot of drama going on. People don't always get along. But all in all, I consider myself extremely lucky to have the family that I have. I get along with my parents, my brother, who I didn't used to get along with. My family is amazing. Even though they say things or do things that might hurt others at some point, I know that we really do all love each other. And the holidays are great for me when I actually get to see my whole family together. So, whether I see my uncle this year, or my other uncle, or my aunt and uncle who live out of state as well, if I get to see them, that would just be amazing. But knowing that I do get to see the rest of my family, and that at some point we will be together with the people that we love, is what makes holidays, especially Christmas, really, really special for me.